Hey guys, it's Minius. Mass Effect Andromeda is coming, but it's not coming soon. We've still got a long wait ahead of us. So I decided to make a video about games people should play while they wait. It's actually one of the very first video ideas I had, and it turned out to be a lot more complicated than I would have guessed, though I really should have known better. One of the reasons is because Mass Effect is a unique series. There are a lot of things that it does and does well. It's got a phenomenal universe, terrific characters, a marvelous conversation system, decisions that impact the world, and a sense of wonder and exploration, all on top of a solid RPG and action foundation. First, I'll give my top suggestions, then your top suggestions, then I'll throw up the giant list of games recommended to Mass Effect fans by Mass Effect fans, and hopefully you'll come out of this video with games to play. So here we go. Wait, the first game on this list isn't a BioWare game? While you scratch your head, let me explain. The Witcher has a phenomenal universe, terrific characters, a marvelous conversation system, decisions that impact the world, and a sense of wonder and exploration, all on top of a solid RPG and action foundation. In fact, the only major way that it doesn't match up to Mass Effect is that it's a high fantasy setting, and that might not be your thing, but it's not the traditional high fantasy setting. It's dirty. It's nasty. It has people who act like people, and sometimes in the worst possible way. All of this helps the world feel real, even though it's filled with fictional creatures and magic. All of that is similar to how Mass Effect feels real, even though it's set in space with aliens. So you combine that with great RPG systems and a very good combat system, and it makes the top of this list. Simply put, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is a must-play for action RPG fans. Like many of the games on this list, it's part of a series. If you've got the time, play all three, but if you're only going to play one, play this one. The Dragon Age series is pretty much Mass Effect's fantasy doppelganger. You choose your character's basic qualities, you then go out into the world and acquire squad mates who you interact with a near identical conversation system. Basically, it's got all of the things that BioWare does better than anyone else. Again, if you've got the time, Dragon Age has 3 games to play. But if you're only going to play one, I say play Inquisition. Not only is it the fullest and most recent of the bunch, it's likely to have a lot of the things that Mass Effect Andromeda will have. And if you want a sneak peek at that game, playing Dragon Age Inquisition is probably going to be a great way to do it. One sticking point though is combat. If you are more of an action gamer, you might have a difficult time enjoying the combat system. I recommend trying a mage. Personally, I had a blast replaying this game with Andromeda in mind, just thinking of the possibilities, and I think you will too. This one is another obvious one, though it came out over 12 years ago. In fact, there are probably a good number of people watching this that weren't even born when this game was released. Sorry for making the rest of you feel old. Knights of the Old Republic is a BioWare game where you take a ship full of squad mates to do missions on different planets. It was produced and directed by Casey Hudson, written by Drew Karpyshyn, and features the voice talents of Jennifer Hale and Raphael Sbarge. It's pretty much a proto-Mass Effect, or perhaps more accurately, this game is where Mass Effect came from, and you can see that in pretty much every detail. Now this game is old. It looks old, and while at the time the game's combat was groundbreaking for an RPG, it now feels old. But if you're a huge Mass Effect fan, this is absolutely a must-play. If you find yourself getting into it, there is also a sequel, and then a full-on MMORPG that goes along with it. Out of all of my games on this list, this one probably stands out, because it's not a AAA monster. It's a small indie game that needed crowdfunding support to be finished, but it absolutely belongs on this list. Even without the premier graphics and visuals and fully voiced characters, FTL creates an engaging science fiction atmosphere filled with various races, factions, and architecture. Each system you jump to has its own tiny story, and can come with decisions that affect the lives of your crew and the outcome of the game. And even though the action looks fairly simple, it's got a lot of depth and weight. You can spend hours going about things in different ways. In short, it's got a lot of what Mass Effect has, but in its own small way, and it's definitely worth playing if you are looking for a cool sci-fi experience. This might be a strange pick, and I almost didn't include it because nobody else suggested it, but I feel comfortable recommending this game to anybody who likes video games, including people who didn't like previous entries in the series. The Phantom Pain is far less reliant on cutscenes and craziness than its predecessors, but the reason it's on this list isn't because of the elite gameplay and phenomenal atmosphere. It's a game you should play because of the way it combines its open world setting with resource collecting and base building. That's something that Andromeda is supposed to do, and if you want to see it done well, you're probably not going to get a better example than Metal Gear Solid 5. If you're someone who likes to run and gun, then this game probably isn't for you, but if you like to play tactically and creatively, then the Phantom Pain is one of the best games out there. If you want something to play while waiting for Mass Effect Andromeda, you probably can't do better than the original trilogy itself. I know pretty much all of you have played these games, but have you played all of the DLC yet? The Lair of the Shadow Broker and Citadel DLCs are absolute must-plays for Mass Effect fans. If you've played all of the single-player content, have you tried the multiplayer? I went into that expecting not to like it, and I loved it. There are still people playing it now, and I'd be astonished if the community doesn't pick back up as Andromeda gets closer to release. But if you've done all that, I still recommend playing the series again, with one big swoop including all of the DLC. I've played these games so many times that I literally lost track, but I do remember that I enjoyed myself every single time. If you haven't played Mass Effect in a while, pick it back up again. So those are my top picks for what to play while waiting for Mass Effect Andromeda, but a lot of you had other great suggestions as well. Here is a quick look at the top viewer picks. That's a good number of games, but I'm sure that some of you have played them all. So here are everybody's suggestions, including a couple more of mine. I'll also post the full list in the comments section. Now, I went into December wondering what I was going to play this year, and after this and PSX, I'm now wondering if I'm going to have the time to play everything that I want to, which is an awesome spot to be in, and hopefully this list will help get you there too. But even though there are a lot of games here, there is always room for more. If you've got a game that you would like to recommend to a Mass Effect fan that you don't see up here, feel free to throw it up in the comments section. I'll be coming back frequently, so if you've got any questions on recommendations or want to discuss any games really, I'd be happy to chat with you. Again, if you like this video, please give it a like. It really helps out the channel. Keep an eye on Minius GC for more Mass Effect videos. But for now...
Of course. Good fortune to you and yours.
Goodbye.